What's going on, guys? CardMechanic here, and today I'm going to be teaching you a card trick that'll just blow people away. Let's do it. Now for this trick, we're going to need the help of the two jokers. So I'll take the two jokers and I'll give them to the spectator. Now I'm also going to need the spectator to touch the back of a card. So let's just say this card right here. Take a look and remember that card. Right, now once you got it, we'll leave it sticking out right here. And let's just say we have the spectator place the two jokers right here. Now of course they can pick anyone in the deck. Let's just say they picked right here. So we'll take the two jokers and leave them right here in the deck. And actually what I'll do is I'll split this pile in half. I'll give the half with the spectator's card to the spectator, and I'll keep the pile with the two jokers. Now I'll have the spectator push in this card, and as the spectator pushes this card in, I'll start pushing in the two jokers. Right, so check this out. We'll see that a card appears popping out in this deck. And if we take a look, we'll see that card is between the two jokers. Now if we actually take a look at the card, it should be the spectator's card, the 9 of diamonds. So now starting off, I like to use the two jokers. I also like using the red aces or queens or kings, but if the jokers are there, I just use the jokers. So I take the jokers, hand them over to the spectator, and that's about it for that part. We're done with that. And then we'll have a spectator go and touch the back of any card. Now at this point I generally like to spread the top half because we're going to be putting the jokers near the bottom half, and this way when the cards split it'll be a lot more even. So I generally just spread through the top half a little bit and ask the spectators to touch the back of any card. And let's just say they select this card right here. So now the way that we're going to set up is when we're showing this card to the spectator, right, we're spreading through the deck, we're showing this to the spectator, you want these fingers to be on top of this card, right? So we're like this. You want at least your middle and ring finger and pinky finger on top of this card. And you want your thumb not on the back of this selected card, but on the back of the card that is right on top of it if you're looking at the deck face down, or right behind it if you're looking at the deck facing the spectator. So like this. You want your thumb here, you want these fingers here. Now what you're going to do is you're going to pull this card out, and while you're pulling this card out, you're going to be pulling this card in. So you're pretty much performing the CULL here. So you're going from here to here, right? So of course the spectator's card is actually here, but you want them to believe that their card is this one. All right? Now this isn't actually too difficult to do because when you're doing this for a spectator, you're showing them this and then you're going to here. In the motion of going from here to here, this is actually covered quite well. So as you can see, this card is here, right? You see it right there, and then I pull that in, and you can't really see it, but I guess you could see a bit of the movement here. So when you're actually doing this, make sure to pull down like this instead of across, right? So we're here, we're here, we go like this, and you're pretty much set. Now what you're going to do is you say you're going to leave it sticking out, so you pull that up and leave it like this, and you have that card called right here, and you start spreading, and you ask the spectator when you want them to stop. Now when they say stop, let's just say around here, we'll take these two jokers and we'll leave them right here. Now you're going to start squaring up the deck, and in the act of squaring the deck up, you're going to take this card right here, the spectator selected card, and push that right in between those two jokers like this. Right, so that's pushed in right in between. So if you actually take a look, the spectator's fake card is over here. There's one joker with the spectator selected card in between, and then the other joker. So in the act of squaring it up, I get that right in there, and I say, well, actually I want to split this deck in half. So I take about half, or as close to as possible, give the half with the spectator's card to the spectator, and ask them to hold it like this. So like this, and their finger on top, because you'll have them push the card in a second. And you do the same with this one. And all it really is when you actually just push it, you'll see the card comes out very easily. And a couple tips about pushing the card in. Let me get to that position again. Now when you're pushing it in, you don't want to hold the cards too tightly like this, because if you hold it too tightly and you start pushing it in, sometimes multiple cards will start coming out with this card. So you want to leave it fairly loose So, why'd I flip this over? So you want to leave it fairly loose so when you're pushing it in, it just easily comes out like this. And at this point, you could just give it to the spectator. Of course, I didn't have a spectator here, so I couldn't do that. But I'd recommend giving to the spectator. They grab the cards, they start taking a look. They're like, oh my god, there's this card. It's right between the two jokers. And then you could just have them take it out, take a look at it, and they'll see that it is the card that they selected. In this case, it is the 10 of clubs. Now, in my opinion, this is a great sandwich effect that gets some great reactions from spectators. And probably the most difficult part is the selection of the cards. So, for example, if they touch the back of this card, just maneuvering this card, to the position that you want it here into the cull is probably the most difficult part and the part that I had the most trouble with. So I've actually made a video on the cull. I feel like at this point I mention it in like every video I do because it's like my all-time favorite card control. And I'm gonna put the link to that video in the description and on the screen so you can go and check that out. Because once you learn how to do it, there's so many possibilities with the cull. You can pretty much take a card and move it anywhere into the deck. So aside from that, maybe try to involve the spectator as much as possible. For example, give them the two jokers in the beginning, and of course have them touch the back of the card. That's kind of something you have to do. When you split the deck, if there's more than one spectator, give one packet to one spectator, give the other packet to the other spectator. This way, when they both push the card in at the same time, one spectator sees it going in, one spectator sees it coming out. It's going to have a much more powerful effect than if you do it, if you do both in your hand or one in the other person's hand, one in your hand. So the more involvement you have with the spectators, the better the reactions are going to be for this trick. So that pretty much wraps up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and as always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to go and check out my Patreon page, help support me on there because it really means so much, and you'll also get some really cool perks while doing it. So the link to that will be in the description, and also in the description is the link to all my social media, so make sure to follow me on there for all my status updates and whatnot. And all that being said, I will see you in the next video. Welcome to the end screen. If you liked the video, make sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below, and subscribe because subscribing is good. Thanks for watching.